who has six baby mamas by six
Right,
baby,
right.
6 kids
Baby
by six baby
daddy.
mamas,
Yeah.
or a strung out crack addict,
Right.
or or something of that nature. I'm like, if I
Exactly.
had a choice between a child that was a crack addict and gay, I would choose gay over a
Right,
crack
most
addict.
people would, and that's like that old thing about like, oh, this gay guy goes home, to Thanksgiving dinner, and he's like, "Mom, Dad, I have something to tell you," and they're like, "What is it?" He says, "I have cancer, I'm dying." And they're like, "Oh my god!" And he said, "No, really, I'm just gay." So it's like it could be a lot worse than
Right.
him being gay or her being gay or whatever. So
So I
so
said, if she is gay, she'll be ready. I said, plus here's an upside to it. If anything breaks, she'll be able to fix it.
that's hilarious, cute.
How old is her daughter?
20.
Oh,
Oh, that's
okay.
young. Yeah, she'll probably come in
Yeah.
later.
So I'm like, she'll be able to fix stuff.
Right,
So there you
absolutely.
go.
All right.
You'll be saving tons of money.
Well, I want to talk about the fact that because you had this on your list, Jason. I want to talk about the fact that I gave you some advice. You'd asked me for some advice about something about a friend staying with you last week, off the air, and
Yes.
I told you that you said I have a friend who wants to stay with me again, and I let her stay with me for a while. But she wants to stay with me again for like 2 weeks. Was it 2 weeks or a month or something? Right?
It was a week.
A week. And I said, well, this is what I said, and you might all think I'm a bitch or an asshole. I don't really care. But I said, it's not your responsibility to take care of someone else. She has an adult. She can take care of herself. If you don't want her in your apartment, then tell her, sorry, this is not a good time for me. If I can help you in any other way, let me know. So what did you tell her?
So I took your advice,
Yeah.
and so the following day she sent me a text. We were actually texting back and forth while I was at work.
Oh, but we have to also
And
say the fact that the reason I said that is because you said she annoyed the fuck out of you. So go ahead.
right, well, she did.
That's
She did.
kind of a point.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I took your advice, and she sent me a text. I was able to talk, but I guess at her job she can't really talk on the phone.
Yeah.
I was like, well, you can call me. You can call me on my work phone or whatever. But she
Uh-huh.
didn't do it, so we just had to text or whatever.
Okay.
So anyway, she said, well, she's like, so what's your decision? I was like, I said, honestly, this really is not a good time, just for the simple fact that I'm moving in 2 weeks. Plus, I don't have the space for someone to be here for a full week. Now,
Right.
if I had a 2-bedroom apartment, I would be more open to it, because I'd be like, you'd be on the opposite side of the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have to see you as much.
Right.
And if I had another bedroom, then
Sure.
I more than likely would have said yes.
Yeah, yeah.
But
So what did she say?
I have one bedroom, you can on the couch. Her reply was, "Oh, okay," and I haven't heard from her.
Oh.
Weak.
Well,
So I sent her a text on Friday.
Mhm.
I said, hey, I haven't heard. I sent her a text. I said, hey, what's going on? I haven't heard from you. No reply.
Mm.
So then I called her, and it went to voicemail.
what
But I
kind
didn't leave a
of
message.
how long have you known this person, this woman? Or-
6 years.
okay. So would you have considered her a great friend or just kind of an acquaintance type friend or
I wouldn't say a best friend, but
She
I
was a
wouldn't
good
label her
friend.
as an acquaintance either. I would say she's a close friend,
Yeah.
but not
okay.
a best friend.
So do you think it was right or okay? Do you think her reaction was justifiable or what do you think about how she
No,
reacted?
I don't. I mean, I don't, because my thing is that if you first of all, you asked me for a favor,
Right.
and I said, my reply was, before she even asked me, I said, well, if I can do it, I will.
Yeah.
Because I've done favors for her, she's done favors for me. I mean, that's just how it is when you have
Sure.
when something comes along and you need help with something.
Sure.
I mean, it happens. So
Plus, you'd
but
already
my
helped her
thing-
before. You'd helped her. She stayed there already.
Right.
Right. Okay.
So my thing is that, if I ever asked her for a favor and she couldn't do it, I'm like, okay, all right, well, thanks anyway, but I'll just go on to plan B. That's what I do.
Mhm.
But my thing is, I hate it when a friend, not even a friend, but just anyone in general who asks you for a favor, and then they already say up front, well, if you can't do it, I understand. But then when you
Uh-huh.
tell them that you can't do it, they get upset.
And they don't really understand at all.
Right.
"Mm."
And ever since I said no, I have not heard from her. So
Now, if she had come to you and said after you said no, she said, Jason, I have nowhere else to go. I really have nowhere else to go. I really, 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 really need this favor. Would you please let me stay for 2 weeks? Would you have said yes then? Yes.
Because I always
would
use
have.
something
I
to
would have.
contact- boxes.
I would have, but here's my thing though.
No, what I'm saying,
Like I
that's
said-
good. That's good that you would have said yes. My point is that if she really were like about to die on the streets, you probably would have said, okay, fine. But she didn't make it sound like that, right?
No, she just made it seem like it was like,
Help me
oh, I just need somewhere to stay for a week and that type of thing. And I was like, I was just like, no. I'm like, well, I'm moving next Friday, so I'm just like,
That
I'm
time.
focused on trying to, get things packed and everything. And I'm like, and I feel like she would kind of be in the way.
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
while I'm trying to do all this.
Yeah,
And then also when she was here for the 3 days, and that was a long 3 days,
yeah.
I noticed that my mom always says that never live with friends because by the time you
Stop.
split
We
ways,
won't
you
be
hate
friends
each other.
anymore. That's
And
not true.
I feel like over those 3 days, I was slowly starting to dislike her slightly
Yes.
because for the simple fact, like, I noticed that she would leave things out
Yes.
and not put things back up, and it would kind of annoy me because I'm like in the kitchen wiping stuff down and putting things up that she left out. And then she claims that she accidentally ate some food because it was like, well, here's the thing. It was some Ritz crackers, okay?
They just
And
fell in her
I
mouth.
love me some Ritz crackers. I would eat them hoes by themselves, okay?
Uh-huh.
But, and I guess I took out a stack of Ritz crackers, and then I guess over the evening while I was here, I guess I had eaten some of them. Then I twisted it back up and like set it on the counter or whatever, and I was going to go back and get them later.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, oh, I went to GAYXYZ, which for you guys who don't know what GAYXYZ is like an Italian grocery store or restaurant / kind of deal. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna give me some chicken salad because I have some bomb ass chicken salad. I have some Ritz crackers. It's going down when I get home, right? Get home with my chicken salad. I was like, I said, and I was looking around for my Ritz crackers, and I was like, where are my Ritz crackers? She was like, oh, well, they were kind of just sitting out, so I just assumed it was community food, so I ate it.
Community food. Okay.
And I'm like, why would it be community food? I live by myself.
Yeah.
It's
But
not
you
like
got
I
that
live with my-
upset. You got that upset about Ritz crackers. It couldn't be about the crackers. It's about the fact you were anticipating them. You were expecting to eat them. You
Right,
were like
I was
waiting to eat
anticipating
them.
it, and then it was like she was just eating food. I was like, I would never eat someone's food if they didn't say it was okay.
Well,
So it was,
yeah.
yeah. By the time the 3 days was up, I was like, hallelujah.
So you're like,
Because
not ever again, basically, and that's good. So
Yeah, and then I mean, she was cool and everything. I mean, she kept her space to a certain
Yeah.
extent, but it was just like I don't want to go through that again.
well, I'm sorry that it turned out badly, but I mean, maybe
But,
she'll talk to
I'm
you
sure
eventually.
she'll come around, but.
Yeah.
I sent her a text and I said, and then today I sent her a text. I said, well, I really haven't heard from you. So I'm assuming that you're upset with me because I said, because I said that you couldn't
Stay here.
stay with me temporarily. Still haven't heard anything back. So it kind of
Well.
gives an indication that she's kind of pissed off at me. But hey, it is what it is.
Well, as you said earlier, if someone says to you, if you can't, blah, 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 then I understand. Then they really need to mean it, not just say it for saying.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Well, I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry I gave you bad
Oh,
advice.
well, it is what it is. I'm not bothered by it. At first, I was slightly bothered by it, but I'm like, you're all right it's
now.
it's not my responsibility to try to make sure you find somewhere to live. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
What's your name? Christian? What?
Yes.
How did it go last week at the Hedrick thing?
Girl, at the cabaret.
Yeah.
So last week I was asked to host a Facebook Live for Cabaret the Musical on tour for the AT&T Performing Arts Center, which Cabaret the Musical launched in Dallas last Wednesday.
Mhm.
And so they asked me to host the after show. It was like the very first time they'd ever done this. It was very like push you out there and hope this works out, like there's not a lot of like structure to it, which is fine. Like I put me on the mic, I can talk.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was good. I think overall it was really good. It got a lot of views. There was like 10,000 people that watched it live, and then the last time I checked it had like 2.7 thousand like playback since then. But Donovan, I forgot to ask your question.
I knew you'd forget, quote unquote, but whatever.
Yeah, your queer as folk question. I really genuinely meant to. But
It was
just
a
at
really
that
good
moment,
question. It was a good
It was
question.
a great question. It was a great question, and in that moment, I just left me because I'm like in
No,
my
I
moment, like
understand.
when you're doing that kind of
I
stuff,
do
you're
understand.
talking to them,
Yes. You're
and
trying to get the, I understand. Like, you're trying to get the rhythm and all
yeah,
that shit, and yeah.
yeah, and then like in my mind, I'm thinking about 1,000 things, and then there's people behind the camera, throwing hand motions at me, and
I get it.
it's
I
a
get
lot.
it. I really do. I'm not mad at you. I'm just kidding. Well, I'm glad you had a good time. That's good. I have to see.
Yeah,
Is it on AT&T's website, the Performing Arts Center's website, or
it's on their Facebook
page? Okay, I'll have to check that out. Okay,
Go
cool.
check it out. Yep, and because it was so like literally, it happened so fast from curtain call to when that went live, probably 5 minutes in between. And during that 5 minutes, I was walking from my seat to the backstage and, like, through security. So literally, I just kept walking, and then I got there, and it was like live. And
That's
the
hilarious.
actors did the same thing; they just walked straight off stage and then right into that backstage area. So funny enough, sitting down for 2.5 hours, my button came undone on my shirt, and because I didn't have any time.
Oh God.
Before we went live, my fucking button was undone for half.
Oh my
freaking
God.
thing.
Oh my God. You're looking like John Travolta in Saturday Night Live.
Seriously,
Yes.
I'm like, nobody
Said
could have
anything.
waved that hand motion at me.
They probably thought it's supposed to be that way.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, that's funny though. I'm definitely gonna watch it now for sure. That's hilarious. Well, good. It's cool that you got to meet them and ask them questions. That's awesome. Good for you. Congratulations on your gig. What's next? Let me talk real quick. Just a little side note thing. My business account for my business, my interior design firm, got hacked. Well, my credit card did, my debit card, whatever, for my business. And on Friday, I got this alert from my bank saying, "Oh, are these transactions yours or whatever?" Blah blah. And all three of the ones they asked me about were my transactions. They were like just normal things. And so I didn't check my account again until Sunday or Monday or whatever. And there were literally $54,000 or something worth of charges on my account. And they were from all over the fucking country. They were all over, like, most of them were like the Bronx and like that area, and New Jersey and like places up there. But like places like I would never go to, like the Nike store and like shit like that, and Domino's Pizza and I don't know, shit like that. But they also
were having a good old time.
No,
on
it
your
gets
card.
better. It gets better. They went to Neiman Marcus, Bergdorf Goodman. They went
Once
off.
they realized how much credit, how much debit was on that card. They were like, oh, shit.
Exactly. And so I looked at my account and said, what the fuck is all this? And so I called them immediately, and at first they were closed, and they transferred me to somebody else. Finally, I got the right person. Anyway, while she's on there and she's reversing or trying to reverse the charges and all that kind of stuff, she says, "Oh, somebody just tried to use your card again right now." I'm like, "Oh my God." But she'd already blocked it. And she said, you know what? The guy's an idiot because she said apparently he paid his Amazon bill with your card.
Oh my God.
She said that's like holding out a flag saying, here I am. What a moron. And so anyway, she said they're definitely going to find the person now. And anyway, so they're reversing all the charges. It takes like 3 or 4 days, they said, for all the charges to reverse. I mean, there's still like literally, I don't know, $30,000 worth that have not been credited back still. So anyway, it was just really frustrating. Have either of you ever been a victim of identity fraud or anything like that?
Yes, but not on that level.
Okay.
So, funny enough, whenever that whole Target situation happened, like a couple holidays ago,
Yes.
I had thought that I bought something during that time period.
Yeah.
But at the time, Chase was sending emails to everybody that had Target charges on their card
You didn't get
for
one.
the time bracket that had allotted, and I didn't get an email. So I was like, so I guess I didn't. Like, that's okay. I thought maybe I did, but I guess I didn't. Well, I put it off, and I put it off, and I put it off, and then all of a sudden, literally, it was like the day before payday, and I had like no money in my account.
Oh my God.
And they tried to like take $350, and they say that it was like donated into like a charity fund, and then it's like they try to put it into the account, I guess, to see like if it's available,
Right.
and then they pull it. And I guess to see like if it's open or not. Well, they were trying to do that, and it like shut my card off. So luckily, I didn't lose any money out of this situation, but I did have to deal with it, which was kind of a pain in the neck.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine like the bank that you have.
Well, you know why that
$40
happened? Because I
that's
said to her, usually you guys are like dead on. If I just go to like spend $5 at the gas station. You're like, is this really yours? You know, we're cutting your card off until you call us or whatever.
Right.
And she's like, oh, well, the reason that this happened, they had so much leeway is because you had just verified the day before 3 charges that were yours.
Right.
And so we gave you a little more